Well, hey everyone, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We are going to kick off this week's show with something that I hope will make you proud to be an American, proud to be a Michigander, and proud to be a sportsman. We're going to tag along with the folks up at the Tight Lines for Troops event that just happened up in the town of Manistee. You won't want to miss that. Then our own Jordan Brown is going to take us to Lake St. Clair to do a little bass fishing, and we're going to end this week's show with you, the viewer, on a bragging board segment. So lots of good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream. It's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. By Zimmer Roofing and Construction in Port Huron, featuring Duralast roofing systems made in Michigan. Zimmer Roofing and Construction provides installation, maintenance, service, and repair, serving commercial and residential clients on the web at zimmerroofing.com. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
Back, one of the coolest fishing events in the state happened in Manistee. Tight Lines for Troops was holding their annual event, and we had a packed harbor.
We're doing great for boats. We got I think we got 63, possibly 64 boats. You know,
wow.
Depended on, and we got a pretty good shore division this year, so everything's looking up. You know, we lost a few people because of weather. They called in yesterday, but we were able to fill in people on the boats from the shore division. So.
And you got some new folks this year too?
We got a lot of new folks. We had over 200 new folks sign up this year, which is really good. I mean, that's kind of what we're shooting for a lot. You know, we want to try to get everybody out that we can. So we can only take X amount at a time. You know, we do.
And what's the fishing been like the last couple of weeks?
Fishing's been slow. You know, this weather, as of all over Michigan, the weather's been terrible.
As the 60 or so boats headed out, they all paused as the start of the event took place by hearing a bagpiper play taps and Amazing Grace. I have to say, it was a very emotional way to start the day. We all wiped a tear from our eye, and the caravan of boats, well, they were off to find the fish. We were on Bob's boat today, Renegade, with his mate Jeremy Nowak. Now, all these boats donated their time today to say thank you to the vets who have served this great country. Now it was finally time to get some lines in the water. I wanted you to meet some of the men that we were honoring here today.
Bill, tell me, what branch of the service were you in?
Air Force.
And tell me, when did you go in and how long were you in?
1962, I got out in 73.
Okay. And whereabouts were you stationed?
All over the world. I started out in Turkey, and then I went to back to the States, then to Vietnam, and then to Germany.
Okay. And is this your first time here at this event?
It is.
What's been your impression so far?
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah?
It's really a lot of fun.
United States Army.
Okay.
Went in and I was drafted in 1966 and went to Vietnam in May of 67 and left in, or June of 67 and left in May of 68.
Okay. And what, have you been to this event here before?
No, it's my first year.
And what are your impressions so far?
Oh, it's amazing. It's just amazing.
What's so amazing about it for somebody that hasn't been here yet?
Well, the turnout, the flags, all of these people, volunteers, you know, their time and the boats, and it's amazing.
Richard, what part of the service were you part of?
I was in Patton's 3rd Army, World War II.
World War II. Wow. Tell me, you told me that story before, but how did you decide which branch of service you were going to go in? Tell me that story.
Well, they were taking guys in for both Army and Navy at the time, and they couldn't be colorblind to get in the Navy, and I passed the not being colorblind, okay?
Okay.
And he said, okay, you're a Navy man. And I said, no, sir. So he looked at the captain, he said, you hear what I heard? The captain said, yeah, we'll give him one more chance, Army or Navy? I said, Army. It's okay, he's all yours. My concern was if that torpedo ever hit that boat and sunk it, I'd be out of luck. And I didn't like what was in that water, the sharks. But anyway, I felt if I was in the Army and I got hit, I'd be able to walk away. And it worked, I walked away twice.
Connie, what years were you in the military?
From June of 52 to August of 72.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quite a while.
Yeah. 20 years and 2 months.
And where were you stationed around the world?
Oh, 3 years in Scotland, a year in Alaska, the rest of it in the States. Yeah.
What do you think of today's event?
Oh, awesome. Just awesome.
A few weeks back, the weather was still pretty cold, and the fishing was about the same, but we were able to hook into our first fish of the day.
All right. Hey, we're not skunked. Look at that, the hook's coming out.
It's a good starter.
Good job, young man.
Thank you.
Good job, Richard.
Thank you.
We had quite a crew on board today, and one of the folks joining us was Patrick Arndt, whose dad, Ken, served in the Army. Ken could not make the trip, but young Pat was more than happy to fill in at this great event.
Well, we just started 5 years ago. This is our 5th year. I was going to take a few vets fishing, and called a buddy of mine, and he said, well, you know, I'd like to take some out too. So it just kind of snowballed from there. Well, 2 guys want to do it. I got in touch with the Charter Boat Association here, and first year I think we had 30 guys said let's do it. Wow. So that's kind of how it started, and now got the same captains coming back. Everybody has a good time, and you know, we really look forward to this day. We have as much fun as the participants do.
You got down there, young man.
This is a good one. This is a good one. I told you.
You were waiting for a big one, right?
I told you I was waiting for the big one.
Yeah.
It's going to take about an hour and a half to get it in here.
Yeah. Reel right down. Just lift up nice and slow. Nice and slow.
I got another line.
Oh, I told you.
Oh, you got him. That's a good fish.
I could tell that was a good one. I told you I was waiting for the big one.
That is a big king.
Going around with it.
You're trying to win
Nice
again.
job. That is a nice king.
With 7 poles on that side of the boat, and there hasn't been one hit.
I know.
All been on this side of the boat. Quit crabbing, right?
Well, nice job. You fought that like a pro.
Well, I tried. I had a lot of good instructions.
Spending time on the water is always a great thing, but to do it with men who have fought for the freedom to actually do it, well, it made it even better. And there were stories flying all day long.
My weapons carry driver cooked the spaghetti sauce in his helmet, and I cooked the spaghetti in mine. So our radio crew had a spaghetti dinner out there. The pepperoni was one of those long ones that was white with mold. We pulled the skin off of it, ate the pepperoni.
Today made me proud to be an American, proud to be a Michigander, and proud to be a sportsman. The event brings out the best in all of us, saying thank you to these men and women who have served this great country, and to do it by sharing time in the outdoors with fishermen who made it all possible. Well, I tell you what, it was a day everyone involved with will remember.
Whoa, baby! Beautiful.
As we headed in with all the other boats, the end of the fishing, well, it's really the best part of the day.
When we come back in through the pier heads, it's always an amazing sight to me. It's always a moving sight. I mean, I've been doing this 5 years and I still can, it's pretty moving. But you see the piers are lined with people and they're yelling and waving at these guys, and everybody's waving, and flags are amazing. I mean, there's going to be probably 50, 100, 2,000 flags on the pier. I mean, the whole river walk, it's a mile and a half, and there'll be people on both sides all the way up.
Once on shore, the festivities kept rolling. There was a weigh-in to see who the big winners would be. There was a great lunch and banquet to follow. Everyone had a great time. And most of all, we got to say thank you to the men and women who fought for the freedoms that we so often take for granted. Thanks to all who made today happen. The outdoors was once again a magical place today on the shores of Lake Michigan.
Hi, I'm Jordan Brown, and next up on this week's show, we have a smallmouth story from Lake St. Clair, where I was able to hit the water with an avid bass angler who even makes his own tackle.
I've been fishing Lake St. Clair now for roughly about 10 years. One of the reasons I like it, obviously, is because of smallmouth. Most people do. You can never go wrong with a good smallmouth. Basically, one of the reasons I started coming up here is a friend of mine got me started fishing some of the BFLs as a co-angler. And all it took was one trip and one 4-pound smallie, and I was hooked. So what I like about the lake is the depth, obviously. You can pretty much run the lake, and it's more or less in the summer somewhat easy to find a good keeper fish. There's always a lot of competition, and there's some really good guys out here, so if you're looking to improve your skills and see where you stand, there's no better lake than Lake St. Clair.
Lake St. Clair is one of the best smallmouth fisheries in the world, and today we were hoping to catch the tail end of the spawning season and find a few fish still on beds. After a slow start, we were finally on the board about an hour in.
That is about as small as they come here on St. Clair today. But we're not going to complain. The name of the game is definitely beds early in the year up here on St. Clair. If you're going to catch the pigs, you're going to get them on beds. I do know a lot of guys that come up here pre-spawn, do a lot of jerkbait fishing, spinnerbaits, and they get them really good. But I would say most people's favorite time is right here in bed season. you just can't go wrong with the big smallie on a bed. The nice thing about Lake St. Clair is the size of the fish, but not only that is if you're not a real strong bed fisherman, I feel that you can come up and get within a foot or two of the bed when they're on it, and they'll definitely come out and get it. So you can get right in a hurry.
Well, we were finding plenty of beds today, but unfortunately most of them were empty. But we were managing to find a fish here and there as we continued the search for some more active beds.
Well, basically right now we're in 6 to 8 feet of water, and when I'm looking for a bed, it depends basically on if I'm in grass or if I'm in sand. A lot of times if you're in sand and you're looking for, you know, smallies or largemouth that are on the beds, their beds are going to be dark spots, contrasting the color of the sand usually. So when I buzz these shallows, I'm basically looking for dark patches. More times than not, if you throw into a dark patch when you're out here on these sand spots, you know, there'll be a fish there, or you hope to be. But then, on the other hand, if I'm on another lake or body of water and I'm in weeds, for instance, you usually look for the opposite, which you'd be looking for a white spot or a sand patch where they've cleared the weeds away. And really not too difficult. That's basically it. You just want to cruise down. You have a good pair of polarized sunglasses and keep your face to the water. You'll find them.
Curtis has been bass fishing for quite some time now and recently decided to try his hand in the tackle industry, creating moneymouth baits a few years back.
Moneymouth baits, we've been going on for about 3 years now, and basically how that came about is, you know, me being a local fisherman and everything, I've always been interested in the sport, and it's always been a passion of mine to go ahead and you know, start something like that. And 2 years ago I got laid off from work and thought it's a great opportunity to go ahead and really focus and, you know, put everything I had into it. So once I did that, it went ahead and kind of went from there. Basically we offered mainly plastics, tubes and stick baits. We have a beaver that's pretty hot right now, a lot of people are getting. And other than that, you know, we have a double take that we make. It's a tandem swim bait. We sell swim baits as well, so, you know, they're a good pair. And we do buzz baits. And, you know, it's just really taken off in the last couple of years and something we hope continues to grow. A little bit better size. A little more what we're looking for. We start out in the morning down by the mouth of the Detroit River, and we had a horrible start to the day. One short little fish. It's a little mucky down there and kind of windy. Other than that, we ran back up it'd be just west of 9 Mile and got into a couple little fish, but all the beds up there basically are empty today. So we were just scrounging around and we happened to come across this, and hopefully we'll get a couple better ones.
All in all, it had been a pretty slow day for Lake St. Clair standards, but persistence was paying off, and slowly but surely we were finding fish, something Curtis has been doing for quite some time.
Well, basically I got started fishing through a friend. My grandfather took me out bluegill fishing when I was little, so that was always a great start. Other than him, I'm really the only person in my family that fishes. So as growing up, I had a friend that took me out. Him and his dad were big into bass fishing, and they got the bug in me. And after that, you know, it just progressed from there. I took a little time off fishing as I was younger, obviously, finishing up school and everything. And then when I had kids and got married, it was a good pastime that turned into a lifelong addiction, I guess you could say. As far as the bait company and making it a lifelong passion, it's just, I found out that it's a good way to get into the circle of friends. It's a good way to meet new people, do fun, exciting things with guys named Jordan, and just move on. You know, it's something that allows me to travel and just do a lot, you know, good experiences on good bodies of water.
Although the fishing wasn't the best today, it was still a great day to be on the water. Special thanks to Curtis Warner for letting me tag along on a beautiful day here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Well, thank you so much for watching Michigan Out of Doors this week. If you missed part of this week's show or maybe last week's show, you can always check us out online at MichiganOutofDoorsTV.com. We have full episodes of the show there. And if you do the Facebook thing, we're on there pretty much every day or so letting you know what's going on as we're traveling this great state, trying to bring you another episode of Michigan Out of Doors every week of the year. Now, coming over the next couple of weeks, we have a lot of good fishing that's happening right now here in the state of Michigan. Next week's show, we're going to kind of have our wrap-up of the last week or so, last 10 days of the turkey season. And we're also going to visit with some friends at Fletcher's Pond, so you won't want to miss that. Kind of a neat spot up in the northeast part of the Lower Peninsula. So lots of good stuff coming over the next few weeks here on Michigan Out of Doors. And if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by the Department of Natural Resources Fisheries Division, reminding fishermen that they are our first line of defense in stopping aquatic invasive species. To minimize the risk of invasives, it is required by law to properly dispose of live bait after your fishing trip. By doing so, you help protect Michigan's world-class fishery. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore with its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses. Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises on the web at picturedrocks.com. By Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. Closed captioning is brought to you by Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From the Keweenaw down to St. Joe, Kalamazoo, East to Monroe, to St. Marie and back again. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love